Hey guys, welcome back to Walden's World. So my Scrambler 500 gotten hard to start. The starter actually went out. The reason is, well, we're gonna find out. So if you got a Scrambler 500 or one of these and it gets really hard to electric start, like your battery's dead or something, and then you go to pull start this sucker, and man, it feels like once you get the top dead center, it just feels like it wants to rip your arm out. Well, we're gonna get to the bottom of that. So first thing we had to do, we took the seat off. We took this front cowling off, and underneath the front of here, you're gonna have some mounting bolts, and you can get up underneath there with a screwdriver, get those off, and then this slides up, pops out. After that, you'll need to get your key switch and stuff off. And so what you'll have here is a little panel with that. You've got a couple of hex heads here. I think they're like 25 or 27. Pull them off. You've got a couple of screws that undo your ignition and your choke. Pull them off, and then this plate will come off after that. You'll need to take off your gas tank cap, and then there's, if y'all still have yours, there's a rubber boot goes over that too. Well, let's pull that apart. Then we're gonna go down here and we're gonna get rid of, loosen up all these plastics here, because we want to loosen up the front plastics. So once we get all that done, we are you'll have a couple mounts right inside of here, and then our plastics are pretty loose. A lot of times, if this boot is still pliable, we can pull this out of here. It's not been left out in the heat and it's really hot. We'll be able to pull the plastics up. So I'm gonna pull these up and twist them to the side. Oh, also, what will help you get your plastics loose, you'll need to loosen up your gas tank, and I'm not sure if these were the original bolts or not, but they were like 11 millimeters, and there are spacers underneath there, so do not lose those. So pull these out very close, just carefully. Pull your spacers out, and then we're going to turn the fuel off too. Right, so fuel is off this way, and we've got a hose right there. Oh, I believe our fuel petcock was leaking too, so we'll see if we can do it. We're going to loosen that hose right there and pull that off. So we'll do that. Right. So our gas thing right here is actually spring loaded. It pops back into a deal. So that, I don't know where it was actually at to begin with. Anyway, so that's where it was. I'm just going to pull this off and turn it a little bit, and that way it's free from the gas tank. I got some gas leaking there. Now you can remove all the handlebars and stuff like that, but I'm just gonna sneak this thing sideways like this, and I'll end up being able to get it out without tearing it up any worse than what it already is. So here we go. So I got the plastics right there, and because I'm always paranoid, I'm gonna go ahead and put the gas cap back on, because I've got that piece off, so we're all good on that. I'll be able to just pop it through that handbrake lever and pull it the rest of the way off. All right, so pull our key switch aside, and this actually there. Get rid of that, get rid of that. And up the gas tank. So we're gonna get something to blow that off a little bit. We'll pull that valve cover and check that cam out. So we got a fathom of 8 millimeter bolts to get the valve cover off. I imagine there's probably gonna be about 8 of them. And so we'll do that right now and pop her off. All right, so I've got those loosed up, but if we're gonna have to end up doing the cam, we're gonna go ahead and get that loose right there. At least get the tensioner portion loose. Looks like a 12 millimeter. So we'll get that loose right now. So hopefully we got her loose. Use a rubber mallet. Pop her the rest of the way loose. Gasket's still good. All right, let's check the cam situation out. I'll be right back. All right, so we're having a little discrepancy. As you can see, our flywheel, I forgot, was pretty rusty. Probably should have thought of, well, I didn't know I was gonna have to do timing marks. So we need to pull this cover off here, and I'm pretty close on the top dead center. All the cams are moving, and I'm gonna put a screwdriver down there and just slowly turn it and see where we're at. But I'm gonna pull this cover off. There's supposed to be markings. So I think as soon as that is up at the top, there is top dead center. So I'll very slowly pull it and see if I can get it up there. All right, so technically I think I'm a little bit past top dead center, and I can just kind of see where that's at. That way I'll know where I need to go back. I might, let's see if I can see anything on the flywheel. Yeah, no, not really. All right, so I've already got my rockers loose, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this loose. Got me a impact here, and because I'm paranoid, I went ahead and filled the bottom up with paper towels. I'm gonna do this one-handed, which is probably really stupid. And I'm gonna go ahead and shut the camera off, but we'll pull this out and get the cam loose. Okay, so we got our cam gear loose, and we may not need to do anything more than that to get the rest of the cam out. So we'll just leave that, and our timing will be fine. So we'll finish taking off the top of these here, and they're just bolts, no washers. No washers, okay. I went ahead and put paper towels on the bottom. I didn't know if there were nuts down there or whatever. But anytime I tear motors apart, just to be safe, sometimes I block all the passages, especially if you're dealing with nuts. That way if something falls, you may just save your own life. All right, let's get that last one out there. Okay, now these are more than likely going to have guide pins in them. So be careful when you pull these out. I can feel it loosening up. I'm gonna have to get off here. See the guide pin there? That's what you don't want to drop in the motor. So I'm gonna put down the phone right now so I can pull this out and make sure that I don't lose any, because I don't want to tear down the motor. All right, both guide pins are still in there, and we've got our rocker assembly out. We'll just set that on top of our wheel where it's nice and clean. And now let's see what we gotta do about getting that cam out of there. So on these cams, I believe there's supposed to be like some type of ball bearing in that hole right there, which we do not have. And that is why this thing is not running. I'm gonna double check on the picture, but you can see where it had probably just ground down to nothing and came out. I guess I need to check out these lifters too, don't I? Let's check these out and see what they look like. So you can see that one there, where the ball had been hitting and took a little bit out. Get a new one. So, don't know if I have any of those in my bag of goodies or not. Let's check that out. Okay, so on this 500 to get the cam out, apparently we have to go to this other side here and drain your radiator. Pull your, I guess it would be your thermostat, and that housing there, and then there's 3 bolts on this. Get that out. Oh, well, we have stuff jammed in there. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll see how we can get that off now. Alright, so apparently the cam comes out this way. That is crazy. So, hey guys, I want to say thank you very much for watching. Leave a comment, subscribe, hit the bell down there to the left or the right, depending on if you're looking in the mirror or not. And it's going to be for a lot of 4-wheelers, so depending on what model you got decompression mechanism on anything that's really big, and especially if it's got pull start. So that's going to be the issue on this one here. I'm going to leave a link in the description on Amazon, because you can get parts for this cheap. I'm going to get the rocker. So it'll come with the rocker and the cam for like 60 bucks, Amazon. So I'll leave the link in there. You can go on Amazon, check some other stuff out. I'll leave a link to Amazon if you have a different model. This is going to be for your Polaris's. Really anything that's, you know, real big with a pull start on it. And if you feel like you hit a dead wall, that's going to be your problem. We're out of here. Thanks, guys.